Sometimes I miss being 14.
Does anybody miss being 14? 14's not one of those ages that I'm like, yeah, I wish I was 14 again. No.
What are you having?
Trout pie and,
Here's a fun question for you, Dr. D. Boundaries with acquaintances who think you're friends. Ooh, tough. Yeah, that one's like, no. Let me think about that. Boundaries with acquaintances that think you're friends, huh? And what? So say more about that, Noam. What do you mean? So like, I always recommend direct communication in all fronts. Like, you want to be as direct as you possibly can while still being tactful. And I guess that comes from the culture that you stem from. But some cultures are just like, we're not friends. I appreciate you for who you are, but I don't feel that kinship. For it's like breaking off a relationship with somebody who you don't particularly feel a lot of tie to. You know what I'm saying? Like you go out on a blind date and you know straight away that person's not going to be the connection that you want. You're going to want to lay it out right away. Why let it linger? Kind of thing. Is that kind of what you're asking? It's not me. It's really you. No, I mean that's accurate. I mean it's not me, it is you, because for whatever reason we don't mesh well enough to want to maintain a relationship. Like on my end, I'm not seeing that connection and why I'd want to maintain that with you. At least not right now. All the cool kids just ghost people. Yeah, I mean, that's what a lot of people do. Like you just stop calling them back. And if that's your style, that's your style. But I personally don't feel like that's like the best human thing to do. We should be encouraging direct communication as we can. Being in the Midwest, though, it's pretty much that passive-aggressive mentality that constantly just lingers, and that kind of thing is indirectness for your relationships too in that front. As far as like, we're just friends. No, we're not. I really don't want anything to do with you. Cool. I'm just gonna put up the boundary and lay it out like it is. Southerners are major ghosters. Yeah, let's say you don't mind doing things with them, but you have no desire to be the replacement for a close friend. So I would think it's much the same though. Like I don't mind hanging with you, but I don't really feel that level. So when that would be a discussion that I would have with you as a therapist. As a therapist, air quotes. As your therapist, I would say direct communication is key. Be open and honest with how you feel. Like I just don't feel that open with you for whatever reason, and I'm curious as to why you might not be feeling that open with that person. No, what's up with that? You did. Oh, and you had to switch computers. It's been like 5 years, but you kind of had a kid, so I think it depends on the things you're doing, right? I mean, you gotta draw that boundary and where you feel comfortable at it. 100% ghosting is the norm here in the South. Yep, like hanging out at a bar is different than having dinner at their house. Like why don't you feel comfortable enough, or what makes you feel comfortable enough to want to have dinner at their house, or vice versa, going out to a bar and having a drink? What is that distinction and why? What's making you feel like one way or another? Mm-hmm. So it's that delineation for you. What is causing you to feel that way, though? I'm curious. Have you thought about that? What it is about that person that you're just not feeling that kinship for, and why? Tell them about the pee-pee thing, and that's tactful and not too direct. You seem to have a fascination with this punching them in the pee-pee thing. That you people who drop their pants all the way down to pee are cool, but you wouldn't do that next to them. Why not? I mean, got nothing to be embarrassed about if that's your style of peeing. If you're like still in that 6 to 7 year old stage of infancy, like I'm gonna expose my butt for everybody to see when you walk into the urinal and your ass is hanging out. Some people do that. I mean, I don't, but that's your thing. No judgment. That's what you want to do. You're gonna do that thing. Like, hey man, are you showing off that ass? Because if you are, kudos to you. That's a nice looking ass. But I don't know if you want to show that here. No, that's not my style of communication. I'm not advertising my butt for everybody to see. Or is that your style of communication? Because if that is, that's a clear delineation why I don't want to have that level of relationship with you. Cheeky moves, exactly. Like you see my move. It's shaky. I got that thing. And if they're cool with it, cool with it. I mean, and then you match, right? I mean, that's I mean, I'm kind of goofing a little bit, but there's very much it's very much a thing of like, do you communicate the same way? Are you showing your ass and they're showing their ass, or they're not seeing your ass? Vice versa, like you're not putting out the same kind of social cues. It's an important thing to look at. Have vast appreciation for close friends and don't dip your nose in the ass. Abrasive personality to stir the pot and good old boy mentality. And that's not your kind of person. That's not somebody you want to be with, right? If that's not the kind of traits that you look at, why would you feel comfortable? What would make you feel comfortable going out to a bar with that person for and going over to their house? Or are you talking about like an online relationship? That complicates things just a little bit more. Online relationship, yeah. So I can feel comfortable playing games with you, but I wouldn't play with you on stream, right? If I'm streaming a game, I wouldn't want you live on stream with me because you don't reflect the kind of people that I want to be around. And with that, like, yeah, okay. So if you feel that way, then let's step back even further. So I don't want to enable that level of discourse in the world. So if I don't like those kind of people in real life, why would I want to support that level of relationship in my stream life? In my stream life or in my online relationship? Like, why would I want to be present around somebody who's going to be abusive, verbally, abrasive, whatever it is? I don't care how good of a gamer you are. I want nothing to do with you. Like, so I'm a big believer on the language that we use shapes the reality that we live in. So I know Llama corrects me on some of my language choices, and I try. What's up, ducks? What's that button doing hanging around here? Good to see you, Ducky. Ken says, Till, you got energy. Where did you find that stuff? How did you do it? So where was I going with that? In an online relationship, if you feel like I do, and the language that we use and the things that we put out into the world very much shapes the universe that we live in and the world that we live in, then why wouldn't you want to shape the online? Why wouldn't you want to have the same level of online relationships that you would as your personal relationship? Like, I appreciate all of my friends for being genuine as much as Bedivere probably would gasp at that, or laser kick gasp at that. Like, my online relationships reflect the type of people that I enjoy being around. You know, we can be judgmental pricks at times, but most of the time we're pretty sincere with each other. I care about them deeply. These are people that I would hang out with in person. You know, I want to surround myself with people who are compassionate and giving and want to be in the same kind of world, right? Because I mean, the things that we put out into the world come back to us. I'm a big believer in that. Not that whole karmic stuff, but it's pretty. Watching Cedrine earlier, you can be friendly, but just be casual things with acquaintances so they know. Yeah, you can, and I mean that's the same thing with an online relationship. So like if I just happen to meet somebody like through a gamer tag, right, through a mutual game that we're playing, how do I know that what kind of person they are? I won't. You just won't know those kinds of things. And until they start coming out, then you're like, I've got examples of that. Like over the years as I'm playing MMORPGs, like you seem like a really good player for your specific game. But here you are, now I'm hearing you talking about, abusing your kids in the background. You're neglecting your kids. You're using all this language that I really don't support. Why would I want to have you in my community? Why would I want to have you in my direct circle? I don't even want to have you as my acquaintance because I think it forms a toxicity in the environment. I don't want to have anything. I'm going to draw that line and be that limit. I think it's really important. You need to influence the world that you want to live in by constructing your social narrative, by constructing your universe that you live in, by finding the friends that speak to your internal compass. So if you're the kind of person that wants to have a compassionate world, you want to have a compassionate world, you want to have people that believe the same things you do, then what you need to do is find those people online, build that community, because, hopefully, eventually, you're going to find people that want to get together with you in real life. They want to get together, they want to hang out, they want to, do whatever, not just maintain that online relationship. How many of us out there have found people online that we become close friends with in person? There does seem to be a value in knowing only the gamer mask and not a lot about that. There is, yeah, for sure. There is. Yeah, totally. Avalon, hi, how's it going? You need to use the bathroom? Take the hall pass. All right, we're gonna start another giveaway right now, because of our friend Ducky giving a. Oh wait, we didn't pick it. We didn't even pick a winner. That was Avalon. You won a key for the last time. We're gonna complete it. We're gonna do another giveaway. Everybody who's out there right now, even if you want a game key tonight, feel free to go ahead and ! Oxycodos in chat to get in on the next entry. And again, if we get 10 or more, we double the prize pool. So feel free to go ahead and hit that up. No, I've met people online that have become good friends in real life. Hell yeah, right, awesome. Any good memories that you want to share? Woot, you want a key. So I had a friend, I have a friend, I guess. I'm still friends with him on Facebook. He actually paid for me and my wife to fly out to Colorado to be in his wedding. And I thought that was super awesome. And I only knew him through World of Warcraft. He paid for my plane ticket. He paid for the hotel. He paid for all the food. And like, cool friend even to this day. Nice guy. And that was because of the guild that we were a part of. Super nice person. And that's the same thing. Like, you wanna construct that same kind of social narrative, construct that world around you, so you can continue to make those kinds of friends. Like, if you're gonna have those kinds of friends around you who are toxic, abrasive, and they're not the kind of people that you want to be around, then why would you do that? A good highlight is, hey, introduce me to your friends. Messages at 2 a.m. because they're bored, and then their friend just died a little bit ago and seems to be trying to replace them. Has a bad relationship with longtime girlfriend. Yeah. All those are like red flags, dude. For sure. Good conversation, though. I agree. You need to draw those lines. I'm a big believer in that, so I don't know where you stand, but if I don't want to hang out with you and have a beer with you in person and invite you over to my house, if I don't trust the kind of world that you're constructing, then I probably don't want to be friends with you online. You know, it's like the rules for the community here on stream. I have certain things that I want you to adhere to. That same kind of social narrative is very important to me in person. But you draw that line for yourself. You have to figure out where each of us draws that line for ourselves to figure out where we're going to be. I know you've been through this. How many people have you met online while gaming that you developed a friendship with? How many did you end up meeting that turned out to be someone you can't be around? I mean, are you asking like for actual numbers? I have no idea. I mean, over 20 years of online gaming, that's extremely hard to think about, you know? But I know quite a few. Even for the people that we've had disagreements with. Maintain lifetime friends gaming, yeah, for sure. Like, Bedivere is somebody we've known for like 20 years. Maybe not 20 years, 15 years, 16 years. But like, Corey and his wife, Mary Lou, both people who I consider to be friends. Not an actual number, lots. I mean, I can think of probably 10 to 15 people that I'm still friends with, that I maintain social contact with. One of my other New Zealander friends, Basnum, I don't know if you remember that name from World of Warcraft, Laser, or Isa, he's streaming too on YouTube. And I started getting connected with him on Twitter the other day. I'm like, what a cool thing, dude. You're an awesome guy. He's a super nice guy. And he kind of has the same worldview that I do. You know, it's nice to have that. Some of the people that we talk with in Discord all the time, you know, very compassionate folks that I love hanging out with. But again, like, it's like finding out that your favorite musician is a racist or a child molester. Like, I don't know, like, can I appreciate you for the art form and still I don't want to be around you, but I can appreciate your art form? Like, your art form as a gamer, and you're amazing, always placing top numbers on FPSs. Do I want to still be around you in person? Probably not, but you're an awesome player. Do I want to have you on my team? That's a line for you to draw, because you're going to carry me. I don't know. There's plenty of individuals over the years. Yeah, right. I mean, I know we've all probably come to that point if you've been playing games for a while. All right, get back to it.
Radish. I'm on a diet.
A cobbler diet?
Hey, shh. I won't tell if you won't.
Thank you for the question, though, Noam. I like that. Good combo. Hope you got out of what you needed. I'm gonna eat.